Welcome to the Social Geeks podcast, socialgeeks.com.au. Sign up for your own free website now and download and watch free guides, courses and videos to help your business thrive online.
Hello and welcome to the Social Geeks podcast. My name is Kyle and I am your host. Today's episode, we're going to go through the importance of social media marketing, talk about where things are at as of 2021, and do some analysis over how a business can make the most of social media marketing. Let's get straight to it. So straight away, I want to just start off by talking about a few interesting facts. The first one that I thought blew my little mind is the monthly active users on each of these platforms. So as of now, this is 2021 statistics. There are 2.7 billion active monthly users on Facebook. The number 2 most commonly used social media platform. Do you want to take a guess? No? Yeah? No? It's YouTube. YouTube have 2 billion active monthly users as well. Now the third one, surprisingly to me, was WhatsApp with 2 billion active users per month as well. So those three are the top 3 most actively used apps in the world right now. Facebook Messenger came in at number 4 with 1.3 billion active monthly users, followed by WeChat, and then last but not least, and 6th place was Instagram with 1.1 billion active monthly users. Now the one cool kid on the block that is making heads spin is TikTok. TikTok is already up to 700 million monthly active users and rising. They have had 2 billion downloads of their app since starting in 2017. I am putting a lot of my focus with our agency on a TikTok content strategy this year, which is why we're recording a whole bunch more video and podcast episodes so we can spruce those bad boys up and chuck them out there on TikTok land. I would definitely recommend, as any business owner, if you think, hey, that platform's not for me, or it's too young, it will age, it will mature. You will start seeing more and more of your friends and family members and older people using TikTok, just like they did with Facebook. Facebook was a platform for younger people. When it first got launched, it was just college kids, and now it's your grandma and grandpa, right? The fastest growing demographic on Facebook right now is people over the age of 65. So it is staggering how many people are moving on to these, and I see TikTok being an important strategy for businesses going forward. Now, we get a lot of questions from clients about other platforms like Pinterest. Pinterest is making some big plays here in Australia, as well as LinkedIn and a few others as well. Now, surprisingly, they are a drop in the bucket when you compare it to the likes of Facebook and Instagram, and even TikTok, which has already surpassed Pinterest and LinkedIn both for monthly users. Pinterest currently has 400 million active monthly users, whereas I don't even think that LinkedIn has made it on the list here. There's so many others in the top 10 or 20 positions, and LinkedIn didn't quite make the cut. Interestingly, the ones that did, there's a lot of Chinese platforms that are really making a lot of moves, but you'll see, and I'll put these on our blog as well so you can go and see these graphs, but Quora and Reddit are 2 of the platforms that have actually surpassed Twitter in terms of monthly active users. So Reddit do offer advertising. They do offer a lot of really engaging content. The likes of things like the GameStop, what was it called? Wall Street Bets, I think, who just went head to head with, the hedge funds on Wall Street. They were using Reddit to kind of organize and get those 2 million investors to jump on there. So you can see how the landscape of social media is just changing so fast. I think some other interesting statistics that I wanted to run you guys through was talking about possibly more Facebook, because that is my area of expertise. But Facebook, like I said, has 2.7 billion users, active monthly users at the moment, which is pretty staggering. The 65 plus aged group is the one that's growing the fastest. And on average, you'll see that users on Facebook click about 12 or so ads per month. Now in Australia, that's double the amount, where the average Australian is clicking on about 23 ads per month on Facebook, which is, I was very surprised by that. Now, Facebook, you're all, I'm sure, aware of how it works and what it is all about. But there's so much that they're adding to their platforms at the moment to make it more feasible for businesses to kind of use them for their advantage. So one of the big things that we saw in 2020 was the focus on e-commerce and the shop experience. So if you are a business owner who is selling products, you would have hopefully already linked up your website to Facebook using the Facebook Pixel, and you would have created a product catalog so that you can actually list your products on the Facebook shop and Instagram shop. The Facebook Pixel, I will do a full deep dive into that, but just to give you a quick understanding of what the Facebook Pixel is, essentially it's a snippet of code that you install on your website so that you can help track how people are using your website from clicking on an ad on Facebook through to your website. So the Facebook Pixel will track everything from what they're clicking on, how long they're spending on pages, if they're buying or downloading or doing any other actions on your website, and what step they got up to in that customer journey, going through the checkout through to becoming a paying customer. So the Pixel is very powerful because it collects that data, and then as a marketer or as a business owner, you're able to create ads and campaigns using that audience as either one that you want to target. So these are called retargeting ads. If they have gone to your website, they haven't purchased, or they've added a product to their shopping cart, they've looked at a product, they've looked at a sales page, and they haven't taken that action that you want, you can place an ad in front of that exact audience for this exact page with this exact message talking about, the importance of them completing that purchase. So it's a really powerful way to do things, the retargeting ads. But as well, something that we use a lot of is you can say to Facebook, I want to find more people like people who have made it to this page, or people who have purchased on my website, or even people who, the top 25% big spenders in my customer list. I want to find more people like that. And you can say to Facebook, please, create what we call a lookalike audience to let me advertise to those people. Now, Facebook have a scary amount of data, 40,000 points of data per person on the platform. And it's not just how you're, scrolling through your newsfeed and clicking on comments or clicking on posts, liking posts, commenting on posts. It's not just that. It's also all of the websites that have a Facebook Pixel installed on it, which is a staggering amount of websites. I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, if anybody actually does have this data, but I'm pretty sure it's well over 20 million websites have the Facebook Pixel installed. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the hundreds of millions, but I think that those pixels are all pulling data to kind of tell Facebook what you're doing on the internet as a whole. So it's not just products and purchases, it's the blogs you're reading, it's the websites that you're going to, it's how you're scrolling through those websites, how much time you're spending there, everything like that. What you're buying, how much you're spending. It's scary what data they do have. And if you have watched documentaries like The Social Dilemma, you'll know how crazy it is in terms of the psychology and the level of manipulation, I guess, that goes into these platforms to try to get us to take actions that advertisers want and what the platform wants. At the end of the day, they want you to stay on the platform as much as possible. This is why they will send you an email saying, hey, somebody tagged you in a photo, and they won't show you the photo. They will have a button there that you have to click on to go to Facebook and look at that photo. They have thought everything through to try to make it so that you are spending as much time on these social networks as possible. And it's not just Facebook, right? It's Instagram, it's TikTok, it's all the other platforms out there. They literally are trying to keep your eyeballs on their platform so they can sell you your attention off to their advertisers. Now that might sound evil, but this is the industry world that we live in. Marketing and advertising has always been a game of day trading attention, as Gary Vee would put it. You're really trying to find ways that you can get in front of your target market with ads that they are interested in. And the more we know about you, the more that we know about people, the better we can match you to products that you probably need or services that you probably want. I think this is a good thing in a way. But the bad thing is if people use it to manipulate or, kind of do anything subversive like that. So having strict guidelines and regulations, I think, in an advertising world is always a good thing. I also think that it really does need to kind of have a code of ethics or a code of responsibility for advertisers and businesses to make sure they get behind. But that's a thing for another day. So the reason I'm telling you all this is just how important Facebook is and how important the social media landscape can be for business owners as of now. There is so many people on these platforms and so many ways that you can reach audiences more targeted and actually get your products and services in front of them. I do think that your organic social media strategy has place, and it definitely needs to, make sure that you're posting regularly to show people that you are an active business and that you're still doors are open and you're promoting content that does actually resonate with your audience. However, we have found that the organic reach, meaning the amount of people that are following your page, the organic reach of those people seeing your posts has dropped dramatically. On Facebook, it's below 5%. I believe it's even lower now. Like 3% of your followers will actually see your content. And the algorithms are dependent on how much engagement you're getting. I know Instagram has on the median engagement for Instagram posts is 1.3% of your followers will actually engage with your content. So from my perspective, there has definitely been a big push towards a pay-to-play type model from Facebook and Instagram, which are the same business. They're really making sure that if you are a business or you're trying to engage with your followers, you have to almost boost your posts in order to kind of get visibility. Now, I think that you need to know more about the advertising funnel, and I want to cover that off as well to kind of explain a little bit about how you should be marketing and using social media to kind of engage with people. We talk a lot about with the marketing funnel, we follow what's called the race model, which sounds a bit funny, but it's essentially how do you reach your audience, how do you get them to act, how do you get them to convert, and then how do you get them to engage. So reaching your audience is all about education and entertaining and trying to get people to notice your brand. So it could be a really amazing video. It could be a blog article talking about the 5 key things they need to know that are helping a problem in their life. There could be a quiz or a poll. It could be a competition. It could be anything like that that's going to reach them and get them to hopefully take that next step and act. The acting is all about getting them to download content or get them to, you've got, let's say, an industry report or an ebook, or you've got a course, a free challenge. You're trying to get them to act. It could be that you've got an email subscription tool, to kind of get them to go through some type of 5-part series that's going to explain the importance of Facebook ads and how it can help you with your business. You're trying to get them to give you their email address or trying to get them to take that next step. The conversion aspect is all about selling products, right? So if you have promotions, if you have anything that you're looking to do that's a little bit more down that path of, hey, here's something that you can buy. Here's the thing that we want you to kind of really do to kind of get you to convert. So a lot of the time there, it's customer testimonials, customer reviews. It could be a sale that you're offering, buy one, get one free. It could just be product explainer videos. It could be a whole bunch of things. So that race model, you can see how that kind of works. The engagement is also getting people to kind of share you with their friends. You might have an affiliate system, you might have a referral system, you might be asking them to tag you in content on Instagram, tag you in their unboxing videos, or trying to get them to give you a video testimonial. All of those things are trying to get engagement, getting a Google review, a Facebook review, getting them to actually give you the the shout out that you kind of want, or joining your Facebook group. All of those things can kind of be in that engagement side of the equation as well. So that model, I think you want to apply to your social media strategy and your content plan to kind of go, am I touching on all of those components, and how much am I putting into my strategy that's talking to that? Now, a cool thing you can do is if you're posting to your page, and obviously on Facebook and Instagram, you're posting every day, you're doing a great job with a beautifully aesthetic, news feed, you've got all that stuff up there. The thing that I find works quite well is you can then use those in an advertising strategy. So the way that we separate up Facebook ads is we'll separate those audiences based on which component they are, or which area they are in that marketing funnel. So oftentimes you might see this, I don't know, if you've done Facebook ads before, you might have seen this, but you'll have the marketing funnel separated into generally 3 sections. You'll have the reach component, which is trying to target cold audiences, people who've never heard of your brand before, but would be interested in what you have to sell. And those are the types of people that you're trying to get that educational or entertaining type of content in front of to get them to engage with the brand. So cold audience targeting is all about those lookalike audiences I shared before, or saved audiences of your target market. So if we're using the agency, for example, I might be targeting business owners who are Facebook page admins, who are interested in sustainable brands, who are interested in the environment, follow certain charities. That would be kind of a saved audience that we might target in the cold section of our agency, because we're trying to find businesses that are focusing on making the world a better place and are interested in, saving the planet. That's something that I'm very passionate about. I'm sure that if you've been following us for a little while, you might already know. But essentially, that is kind of the top section of your funnel that you're trying to target cold audiences and then push them through that funnel to try to get them to the next step, which is to get them to act. Now, the type of content that you might put there, and this is what we call your middle of funnel, is all about, driving them to the website, driving them to an offer. It might be a lead magnet. It might be a tripwire offer. These are all marketing terms, but a lead magnet would be, here's a free report, or here's a free audit. Here's something that is not going to cost you anything, but in exchange for your contact information and getting you to take that step so that you're in our marketing funnel. So then we can reach out to you and talk to you or email you or whatever it is that we want to do. We offer free consultations, which is a 30-minute call with myself, just to kind of go through your business, understand your goals, things like that. And that would be where I try to chuck an offer like that. It's kind of get you to the stage where you're willing to book in a session with me and go through your business marketing plans and talk about what channels might suit you best. The last section is all about the conversion. So if they've gone to your website, they've looked at your products or services, they've even maybe added a couple items to their shopping cart, those are very hot leads. Those are a very good audience for you to try to market to, again, because they might have been keen to purchase your products and they were on the train or on the bus, and then all of a sudden they had to get off at their stop. So they just closed their phone, forgot about it, and that you lost that purchase. So those are the ones where you're trying to retarget your audience and try to get them to convert. And oftentimes I find that you can offer them, a discount. You can advertise customer reviews. You can go through the product features. Anything of that nature would be a great way to kind of help them convert, come back, and just gently remind them that you exist and that they're most likely willing to go ahead and purchase. So you're trying to make sure that your content that you're posting to your page can be used in your ads so that you're able to drive more engagement, get more likes, comments, and shares on those posts, and think about it from a hybrid type of perspective. Those are generally the best campaigns that we can run, are ones where we are using posts from our client's Facebook page or Instagram page so that we're able to drive up that engagement and drive up the number of comments, likes, and shares that they have on that. This is a tactic called social stacking. It's basically you're using posts from your page, but you're using them really strategically in different sections of that funnel with different audiences, but using that same post. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I've gone on a massive tangent here, guys, but I just wanted to record a podcast to kind of go through social media marketing, how that all works, and then, talking about the Facebook ads side of it as well. To give you an example of this in real life, we had a client who we started working with in 2019. They were underperforming in Facebook ads. They had been posting quite a bit, but not really getting any engagement. This is the times where Facebook really clamped down on organic reach, and you just weren't seeing a lot of people liking, commenting, sharing posts like you used to in a previous life. So what we started doing was really focusing on a content plan to see, well, what are people actually wanting to engage with? We changed up kind of the strategy from just focusing on product-based posts. Hey, we're talking about this. Hey, we're talking about this. Hey, here's a new launch of new products all the time. We wanted to go, well, let's start looking at the customer personas that we're targeting. Let's talk about what are the problems that they're facing, and let's start crafting some content about that. So we really started leaning quite heavily into blogging on their website and sharing those blogs on the Facebook page. And then once we had some traction with those Facebook posts, we would use those in an advertising funnel to get a lot of low-cost traffic from cold audiences through to their website to those blog articles. So for example, this client I'm thinking about was and still is a natural supplements company. So we started focusing on things like different ailments that people might have. So one of the big ones was like IBS or arthritis or anything that these supplements would had clinical tests done to kind of say they did help with these things. So we started writing some long form blog articles explaining how these studies found the benefits for arthritis. And we started targeting people who were most likely struggling or suffering from arthritis or similar types of conditions that were inflammation based. And we found that the cost per click, which might have been like $1.70 to get somebody through to their website for a product-based ad, went down to 10 cents per click for a blog-based ad that was educational and was talking about the problems that the audience were probably suffering from. So having that just little change in strategy and going more for the reach, not so much for the conversion or the act stage of the funnel, just changed everything, and we got cost down to, what is that, 1/20th of the cost for a cost per click. We saw that the returns on the account went up. We saw that the whole thing changed as soon as we kind of started going to that approach, because again, we're focusing more on the person that we're trying to target, what are the problems that they're facing, and try to relate to those problems more so than, hey, we've got this product that helps with these things. It's more, here are some ways that you can help with these things, and by the way, our product is one of those. So I thought that was a good way to wrap up the podcast today. Just give you a little explainer of how I would kind of implement something like that. I hope that you found this information interesting. I know that for me, I find it fascinating just how big Facebook has become in the time that we've been using it, and seeing the movement in between the ranks of these different social media apps. The big one that I'm looking out for is TikTok, but we are still Facebook and Instagram experts, and by no means are those going anywhere anytime soon. They are still both pretty much the 4 apps that Facebook own are all in the top 5 apps used for monthly active users, which is insane. These guys have complete dominance in the market, which is an argument for another time about how that should be handled. I know there's a lot of debate with the social dilemma being a big driver of the public kind of consciousness on this, but it is what it is, right? And these things are not going anywhere anytime soon. So we need to educate ourselves over the effects of how that is making an impact on us. Personally, to be honest, I do a what's called a dopamine detox every week to kind of just get off the platforms, reduce my screen time. Every Sunday, I just try to lock my phone, never jump onto a social media platform or watch any videos or do anything that triggers my dopamine response, so that I'm not so addicted to the instant notification, instant gratification that we kind of have come to be trained to need. So I definitely think that that's something worth exploring maybe in a future episode and looking into if you're interested. But these platforms are all here to stay, and there is so much movement going on. So as a business owner yourself, I highly recommend looking at a Facebook and Instagram strategy if you don't have one already. The organic posting is still needed, but is sadly not as visible as it once was, which means that you definitely do need to be advertising on these platforms if you're trying to bring in revenue and trying to bring in results. I definitely would also say that TikTok would be the one that I'd be looking at very strongly as a business owner, and we are, as well as YouTube, which we'll talk about in another episode as well. But that is that, my friends. Please do comment on this if you are listening and you enjoyed the content and you'd like us to do more, just to let us know that you are listening and what topics you would like to hear in future episodes. And you can also go to our Facebook group, which is the Social Geeks group, I believe. Better check the name. And just let us know that you're listening. Pop in a comment there, introduce yourself, and we can't wait to kind of do more of these to help out more business owners, especially in the sustainable kind of world, make some big moves in 2021 and beyond. So thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you have a great day, and stay tuned for more episodes.
Thank you for listening to the Social Geeks podcast. Signed up for a free website yet? Head over to socialgeeks.com.au and sign up today. While there, why not look at all the free courses, guides and videos to help you and your company succeed online? socialgeeks.com.au